The fusion of food and politics can be a hot potato. And the current food bill is proof of that. It provoked marches, a petition, an alarm that the government may control the sharing of seeds or even greens from our garden. Most of all, the 360-page bill has generated, well, a degree of confusion, really. The Green Party says the proposed bill suggests regulations and restrictions on home gardeners as small growers, but Food Safety Minister Kate Wilkinson says they have nothing to fear. So what's going on? Who's right in all of this? Reporter Whena Owen attempts to get the facts about a law that may affect you directly.
Farmers markets are part of weekend life now, that healthy buzz as fresh produce is bought, sold and swapped. But right now there's something hanging over the farmers market scene.
You know, it just reeks of something horrible to me. It's not right.
The fear that the food bill will mean more government control of how we shop.
I feel it's taking our own rights away from us to be able to make a decision about something as simple as food and fruit and vegetables.
Those behind the counter, growers who have been there since the start of the farmers market movement, fear the food bill will over-regulate them and they'll just give up.
It's just taken off, and it'd be a real loss to the country to see that go, if those regulations stopped it.
Here in Grey Lynn, where we're doing trading within people who are growing in their backyards, and we want to protect that sort of economy as separate from the large-scale commercial growing.
So what's all the fuss? Well, the fine print, according to those unhappy with the bill. But basically, if I was to give my spare cabbages to my neighbour, no problem. The problem is where there's a third end user. So if she was to sell these on, or I was to say sell my baby carrots to the local cafe, then I'd be subject to a registered food control program. It's compliance costs and I'd be monitored, whatever that means.
It is true that the bill says that even if you were to barter or swap food, with your neighbour, you would have to comply with certain of the provisions of this bill, and some of them are quite unspecified. It says that you have to meet all of the requirements of this Act and a number of other acts. And I think people aren't clear what are those requirements, what are those other aspects that one would have to, and how would it be policed?
Philippa Steele and Rebecca Cheeseman make jam from neighbourhood fruit trees, which they sell at the Grey Lynn Farmers Market. Once the bill is enacted, they doubt they can continue.
We're going to have to become certified. We don't make a lot of money here. So, is it going to be worth it, or is in the end, is it going to be like, well, it's not going to make us any money, so we might as well just not worry about it?
At a dense 360 pages, it's no wonder, says Kedgley, that people are getting confused and alarmist about the food bill, and the reaction to it has mystified the minister pushing it through.
I'm not sure where that's come from. It's quite bizarre, this sort of conspiracy theory.
It's not a conspiracy. It's actually just happening.
After years of fighting the politics of food, retiring Greens MP Sue Kedgley can't believe that after so much progress, a bill could end up discouraging healthy food choices.
We should be supporting community gardens, supporting farmers markets, and trying to encourage a whole local food economy in New Zealand, not discouraging them by threatening them with legislation which, is causing such huge concern and alarm.
Really, it's not going to stop people in farmers markets selling goods or anything. It's basically, it's a regime which will give more certainty based on the risk factor, if you like, of food. And it basically says if you're selling food to somebody, it should be safe.
But it's not a done deal yet. The bill has its second reading in the new year. Until then, it remains a growing concern.